Thanks to the support of channel member Kevin McKenna. Right, we've been in South America over a year now. It's time to win some trophies. And first up, it is the Copa Sudamericana final. We've also got the Copa Argentina final coming up in today's episode as well. And we're looking good to be doing quite well in the League Cup as well. We're qualified for the quarter-final of that. So if we can add a third final, we'll see about adding a third final either today or maybe tomorrow's episode, depending on how everything falls. As you can see, form continues to be jolly good, including a 6-0 win in our last game. And this final is against Deportivo Cali off of Colombia. They're not even top in Colombia. They're fourth in Colombia. If we can't beat the fourth best team in Colombia, we may as well give up and go home. We're not ever winning the Copa Libertadores, which, by the way, we are now pretty much qualified for at this point. I think in order to have a look at the overall league table, we have to go a really roundabout route to get there. But with one game still to play, we're guaranteed to finish top 3. And by my count, top 3 in the overall table gets us in regardless. There you go. There's your confirmation. 5 teams qualify for the Copa Libertadores. Places are allocated by the top team from the league, which was not us, the winner of the Argentine League Cup, which might be us. And then league positions in the overall table. So at worst, it's the top 4 go straight into the group stage. 5th place goes into the qualifying round, and then a random wild card wins the League Cup. But regardless, I think we're guaranteed to be straight through to the group stage as things stand, unless I've once again misunderstood everything. So mission is accomplished for this season already. Any trophies we can add on the top are just delicious gravy, and I do enjoy delicious gravy. So this is the team for the final. It's Mena in goal, a back four of Flores, Godoy, Palazza and Cruz, Torres and Rodriguez in midfield, Basualdo, Lescano and Castillo behind Baratza up front. Look at the amount of players we've got injured, by the way. Carrera's suspended, La Pera's injured, Mancinelli is injured, Hidalgo is injured. It's bonkers the amount of injuries we've got. We've also got a number of players just returning from injury, including Flores. Castillo, though, has been a phenomenal signing. 14 goal contributions in 15 appearances, a 7.49. What a signing he's turning out to be. We might just start playing him at centre-back, because where's the harm in that? But he is, hopefully, I mean, he's already replaced Basualdo on the right-hand side. As you can see, he's starting there ahead of him today. Basualdo having to play over on the left because of the injury to Rodriguez. In fact, is Rodriguez fit enough to be on the bench? He might just be recovering from his injury. No, Rodriguez not even on the bench, which is not ideal. Right, let's just focus on winning a delicious trophy, shall we? That's the plan for today. Baratza intercepts the loose ball, plays it over the top for Castillo, and he very nearly put us ahead early on. First shot of the game. In fact, it was a save from their goalkeeper, so it was an even better effort than it looked. And now Castillo plays the pervert corner to Basualdo. Lescano plays it into the far post where Palazza is there, but he can't get a proper connection on it, and it ends up going wide. It has been all Colón so far, though. We are absolutely all over them. Let's just hope it's not one of those Football Manager finals where we dominate and it doesn't really go our way. We've had 67% possession and they've not had a shot. We're 20 minutes in. But we've also only had that one attack, really. It was 2 chances, but 1 attack. And yeah, if we don't create something soon, it does make me worry a little bit that we might be guilty of some of our old habits of being a little bit wasteful in front of goal. We've already had 11 shots and only 2 of them have been worthy of a highlight. Cruz playing it all the way back to Palazza. Cruz having to play it right back again, by the way, and he's actually doing quite well there, despite being very, very tall. Obviously, long term, he is our centre-back when Palazza leaves, but at the moment, he's very much enjoying some game time as a marauding right back. And now Lescano into Baratza, and it's Basualdo, and he scores, and it is 1-0, and the soon-to-be Inter Milan player grabs himself a goal in a major continental final. Hopefully it's something he makes a habit of. He's the kind of player, and I know we've talked about this with a few players, most notably, I guess, Kurt Villacazzi, but I would like to think that when we do end up in Europe, which is hopefully only a few seasons away now, Basualdo's going to be over there and still a relatively young player. He is someone we could hook up with again when we get to Europe and potentially have a little bit of continuity between Champions League winning teams, the way we did between Africa and North America, because I like that. That makes me happy doing that. And I don't like the fact that we've got nobody representing our former teams at this club at the moment. Although obviously we have got the young South African striker who's currently on loan at Stellenbosch, just to make sure we do have a little bit of connection to the past. That is shocking. Ref, disallow that. That is absolutely nonsensical what's happened there. Mena goes the wrong way. We might finally be counting the cost of Gonzalez being sold because we don't have a proper goalkeeper. And I can't even work out what's happened here. That's poor. And it's 1-1. And despite that period of dominance, we've let them right back in the game for an absolute moment of nonsense. And now we've got it all to do because they've got the momentum and they're on the attack again. And this could be a humiliating defeat here. This is definitely a trophy we should be adding to the collection. And Basualdo is looking to get a counter-attack up and running, charging down this left-hand side where he doesn't play very often. But he's been all right over here. So that's lovely from Flores. Flores to Rodriguez. And now Torres. Torres trying to slot it back into Basualdo. It's a poor attempt at a pass from him. And it gives the ball away. It's lumped forward. But Palazza can comfortably deal with that and hopefully return it whence it came. It's back with Basualdo again. And now Flores has got space on this side. Gives it back to Basualdo. Basualdo squares it. Barazza's there. It's 15 goals now for him this season. Since arriving midway through, he has been very prolific, which is exactly what we were signing him to be. And that is enough to put us back ahead in the tie. And now I'd very much like to add a third, please, because I don't want to give them the opportunity to sneak back in through another piece of nonsense. And we've definitely got nonsense in us. Obviously, next year, we will endeavour to have a proper goalkeeper available to us at all times. We made a conscious decision this season to sacrifice the short term to get the money, knowing that we'd be a little bit weak in goal for the rest of the season, but also knowing that we had our next goalkeeper there ready to go as soon as he was legally allowed to play for us. So hopefully it works out to be a jolly good long-term plan. We are just shuffling a few bits around, just freshening things up, certainly at the back, because we've got some tired legs. Palazza's just been away on a week's holiday. Godoy's moved forward to play in midfield, but we are running a little bit low on numbers there. Lescano can drop back if need be, but ideally he doesn't. I mean, he's going to have to now because we are running out of players. I mean, we're running out of players further forward as well. Basualdo can go there, and then we can bring on Arrieta to play out wide. And then for the final change, I mean, we are, like I say, very much running out of defenders. Escobar can come on for Flores. It's another change that is very much needed because Flores is starting to tire. Lescano, not really a defensive midfielder. Neither's Godoy, to be fair. It's a centre-back and an attacking midfielder playing together in there at the moment. Basualdo's tiring as well. We just need to hold on at this point. We've been dominant. The scoreline doesn't reflect it. But look at the state of those match stats, the possession, the match momentum. We definitely deserve this trophy lift. And I think we are about to get it. And there we have it. Where's my custom trophy that I've made specifically for this occasion? And yes, I did see the Lego trophies that were made for the Formula One yesterday. The aliens have turned up. It's weird. They've been gone a year and now they're back. And I don't really understand why. They love it here in South America, apparently. But this is my custom-made Copa Sudamericana, made especially for this occasion. And let's get it lifted and have a little bit of a celebration. There you go. Trophy lift 1. Up the Colón. Hopefully we have another one of these today. I've got another custom trophy ready to go. Maybe even 2 more. Although, depending on how the League Cup quarterfinals fall, if we get Boca Juniors or River Plate in the semi-final, I think we'll probably do that as a whole standalone thing tomorrow. Because there's a very good chance we get knocked out before the final if we do that. And I don't really want to get knocked out of it off camera. I think we should be able to beat anybody else. But that is a hugely important win. I would argue the biggest trophy this club has ever won in its history. If we have a look at the competitions, I mean, I don't know if this is in order of reputation. I always thought it was, but I find it hard to believe the Copa Argentina is a bigger deal than the Copa Sudamericana. Either way, we're going to go and try and win that as well. Now, we've got one more league game that I'll play off camera. We might actually be doing the League Cup knockouts before the Copa Argentina final. So we might even have a semi-final and then 2 finals tomorrow. It's all very complicated. I'll be back for a match against somebody soon. Well, it looks like we're doing all 3 finals today because that is a League Cup that kind of opened up a little bit for us. River Plate and Boca Juniors both getting knocked out in the quarter-final, and then in the semi-final we've made it past Estudiantes, so we have a final against Racing Club, who finished second in Group B. We were second in Group A. I haven't seen where they are in the overall one. Should we have a look to see where they are in the This is the only way I know how to get to the overall one. So they ended up 6th in the overall one. So they're basically playing for a group stage spot rather than a qualifying spot in the Copa Libertadores. But either way, we've already got the group stage sorted. So I mean, it's just nice to lift a trophy, isn't it? And we're going to have to do it with yet more injury problems. Our midfield has been decimated. La Pera was already out for the season with his broken ankle. Lescano has now sprained his knee ligament, and Rodriguez is suspended for this game. So we are down to the bare bones in central midfield. Guilherme, who's not fully fit himself, is going to have to play. And Godoy moves forward to play alongside Torres in midfield. The full team is Mena in goal, a back four, Flores, Contreras, Palazza and Carrera. Torres and Godoy in midfield. Rodriguez, Guilherme and Basualdo behind Baratza up front. This is Friday. We play the League Cup final on Monday. So already suffering injuries. None of those players, apart from maybe Rodriguez because of the suspension, I haven't looked how long he's suspended for, but obviously none of the injuries will be back for Monday. And any additional injuries or tiredness that we pick up in the meantime is going to rule players out for that game as well, which arguably I would guess is the bigger game. I don't know. What's bigger, the Copa Argentina or the Argentine League Cup? The League Cup's considered like a second league title, isn't it? Or is it? I just don't know. It's all very confusing. Is it like a second league title, like what you get in Mexico, where you have 2 league championships a season? Or is it more like in Brazil, where you have the state championship that no one really cares about, and then the league? Either way, it might not matter if we lose this one. Although this isn't the league one, is it? This is the Cup. I don't know. It's all very confusing. We're losing, though. And there's a chance we've just run out of steam and run out of players. Certainly in the midfield. I mean, we've got more strength in depth than we had previously, but to lose what is effectively our 3 starting central midfielders, although I guess Torres would have something to say about that. But 3 of our 4 regulars in central midfield, for them all to be unavailable, we're having to play an aging centre-back who, I mean, he's on the verge of being a club legend, but he is a centre-back. It's not ideal having to play him in there, but Agustin or Rodriguez, T'other Rodriguez might be unavailable, but young, exciting Rodriguez is, and he has got the equaliser pretty much straight away off the back of the first goal going in at the other end. I just tried to extend Basualdo's loan with Inter. They've turned me down. He is now a legitimate wonder kid, though. He has ascended to wonder kid status. So I imagine he's going to have a lovely time over in Europe. If I find out he goes out on loan to someone else, I'll be cross. I'm also cross that we've conceded a pathetic goal like that. What is got interesting? I mean, we are missing having a goalkeeper. It is silly. Mena, I mean, this is the last time you'll see him play for us. He's not able to play in the League Cup because we were never able to register him for our squad. He's played in all of the cup games in both of the cup competitions. The League Cup is a league, not a cup, even though it's now a cup. It's complicated, so he's not registered for that. So Taborga will be back in for that. Of course, Taborga, this time last year, made his debut in this competition when we lost. Less decisively than this. I don't understand how we're 3 goals down. I don't think our heads are in the game here, are they? We're going attacking. I've demanded more. My assistant manager wanted to play the reserves in this game and save the first team for the League Cup final. I've overruled him and put a full strength team out there. And it seems that even with a full strength team, we've come into this with some complacency and not really caring. And we've now lost Basualdo. So this might be the last you see of Basualdo, because he's unlikely to be fit again in 3 days' time. So that might be the end of his Colón career, which is a little bit of a shame for someone who's been as good as he has for the year and a half that we've been here, for him to disappear in these circumstances, especially because if we'd have not had to sell him last summer, we'd have got an awful lot more for him this summer, because we're obviously a much bigger club now. He's had a much better season. We sold him a year early. And I suspect there'll be a few others where we have that complaint about as well. The chap who we sold for £6 million back in the summer, the teenager who'd never really used, is another one who's gone very early. Castillo he's just very good, dragging us back into the game on for Basualdo. It's 3-2 now. We've had two shots on target and scored 2 goals. So we're being, I was going to say we're being clinical. We're not, because we've had 8 shots. So we are actually still missing more than we're hitting the target. But I guess their goalkeeper's not having a very good game, because he's not actually making any saves. Right. Guillem, we need to keep an eye on, because he was only supposed to play 45 minutes. I don't know who's going to play there on Monday if we break him today in this less important game, but because we're now trying to drag ourselves back into it, we're kind of stuck with using him there. That's lovely from Castillo again. He wants all the trophies he can get, and Guillem grabs the equaliser. He shouldn't still be on the pitch, but he wants a trophy. Look, he's doing a little dance. If he was that injured, he wouldn't be doing a little dance. So I'm taking that to mean he's actually fine, and we're going to stay attacking, because this is a team we should be capable of beating. Patronato are well down the table. They were like 15th, 16th. They are definitely a team we should be better than, and we should be beating relatively comfortably. And go do it, you rascals. Right, I think we're going to go 2 up top. We're going to bring on Hidalgo, who's barely played since joining us, mainly because Baratz has been as good as he has been. But let's go 2 up top. And then let's also take off Godoy. And we're going to push Contreras forward into midfield. I mean, we are running out of midfielders for sure. But yeah, stick a second striker on. Why not? What's the worst that can happen? Demand more. Hidalgo's got the opportunity to make himself a hero here, if he can grab the winner in the final. I mean, he slid that across goal beautifully. It falls to Contreras, very much not used to playing in the position he's in right now. Carrera across goal, and now Rodriguez is there, and that's his second of the game. He missed out on the Sudamericana final because of injury. He's making up for it in this final. That's his second goal of the day. It's 4-3, and we are ahead for the first time in the match. And I mean, we are kind of good value for it. Them lot are going to feel quite hard done by, and we're losing another midfielder here. Carrera is going to have to go forward. I mean, we've got no midfielders left. Baratza's going to come off. Arrieta can come on up front. We've got multiple strikers, multiple defenders on the pitch. No actual midfield players. So this is why we all season long we've been training players to play multiple positions. Even the likes of Carrera, Contreras, Cruz, they weren't as good in these alternate positions until we immediately set them training to them when they arrived, because we were anticipating scenarios like this one. So we're getting away with it, possibly, as long as, oh my word, that's a big miss. As long as we hold on, I'm a tactical genius for training players to play other positions. Fingers crossed. Right, Hidalgo, just stick it in there, rubber stamp it, and announce yourself as a Colón player after a injury-ravaged, troubled start to life at the club, and that's exactly what he's done. What a way to get your first goal in a Colón shirt on his debut. Bang. There you go. That's how you announce your arrival. He and Herrera next season are going to be battling it out for effectively the third striker spot, because we've already got Arrieta as our second striker. And they've both had horribly injury-ravaged seasons. So, I mean, that, I guess, puts him in pole position for now. But this time last year, we were convinced that Herrera was going to be the guy, and he's played 3 matches all season. So who knows anything? Right. Copa Argentina. Again, I've made a custom trophy out of Lego. It is a unique, different one to the one we lifted a few minutes ago. And I'm getting ready to... It's a little high there for a man who's not yet lifted it. But I am ready to, once again, come on, up we go, up we go, up we go. Lift the thing. 2 of 3. 1 more to go. Let's go win that one as well. Well, the injuries continue to pile up. Unbelievably, Hidalgo is now injured again. He's pulled a thigh and is going to be out for another couple of weeks. I suspect he's never going to get anywhere. We've also lost Basualdo. He twisted his knee, so he's never going to play for us again. Carrera is suspended for this one. Rodriguez is back from his suspension, though. Guillem still not really supposed to play more than 45 minutes. I suspect he will. So Cruz comes in at right back. Castillo comes in on the right-hand side of midfield. And, of course, Rodriguez coming back in central midfield allows Godoy to drop back to centre-back, and Taborga coming in goal as well, because Mena not registered to play in this competition. So this is for the hat-trick. And I think this is the biggest of the 3. The most important of the 3. If we've got any Argentinians in, feel free to let me know. Either way, none of them are as big as the 2 we're winning next season. Oh, look at that from Cruz. What a signing he's turning out to be. But next season, we're winning the league and we're winning the Copa Libertadores, and there's nothing any of you can do to stop it from happening. Unless you are a Brazilian football team, in which case, or I guess River Plate or Boca Juniors. Any of them could potentially stop one of those things from happening. But I just quite fancy it. I've decided 1 more year outside of Europe, and then we're heading home. I'm 58 in game now. But my own self-imposed rule to complete the Pentagon by normal retirement age, if we head back to Europe in a year, I'll be arriving back in Europe at like 59, 60. And that gives me, 7 years? 5 years if we do old school retirement age of 65, which is what it was when I was a kid. So I think 5 years to win the Champions League in Europe is doable. Although remember, it is going to be the hardest one to win. And we are still insisting on the rule of it having to be with a club who've never won it. And a lot depends on what's happened in the meantime, because obviously there are some massive clubs who've never won it. I mean, we could go to Arsenal in real life, and that feels like you could definitely do it in 5 years with Arsenal, but there's a chance they'll have won it in game in the intervening years. So who knows where we might end up. And when I say going back to Europe, we're not necessarily going to England either. We'll go somewhere interesting. We want a fun club. We're not just going to plop ourselves down at a mega club and win it in 1 year. I like these rebuilds we've been doing. Clubs that are on the up, like what we found with Colón, I think is the official way to say it, if you want to say it properly. I mean, I know nothing, but I think it's Colón. It's a disallowed. I was confused for a minute there. I was like, Baratza's not injured. No, that's the disallowed goal showing up on there. Not an injury. I thought it was telling me he'd gone off injured. I'm pretty sure I haven't made a substitution. They've got a player called Hughes in midfield for them, which I think is fascinating. Why haven't I got a Hughes? I feel like I should have a Hughes. That's great work from Torres. That's what we signed Torres to do. Be the meat in the midfield. And that's a ball over the top looking for Baratza. Can't find him. And unfortunately, after the good work from Torres, we end up chasing back again, and we need him to intervene for a second time. And he's the man there trying to do exactly that. He's everywhere trying to defend, but I mean, there's no defending against that. And we might be bottling the League Cup here, everybody, because we've not really created a lot. We probably should have rotated in that previous final, because obviously Racing Club will have had a rest that we've not had. I think we probably have to go attacking. Guillem can stay on for now, but we might be going 2 up top relatively soon. It'll have to be Arrieta who comes on, because obviously we don't have Hidalgo after he ridiculously managed to get injured again. I don't know why we've got so many players that are so injury prone. I wonder if maybe the ones who end up staying in Argentina are the ones who have got something wrong with them. As a lower league football fan, it's something we've said for years. I mean, that's annoying. But you have players who are really, really quick but can't shoot or can't control the ball, or players who are really skillful but they're really slow or a bit fat or really short. And it's like, yeah, that's the reason they're playing at the level they're playing at. If they were fast and strong and skillful, they'd be in the Premier League. And I think that probably goes for the guys who make it to their mid-20s and are still in Argentina. If they were actually any good, or if they didn't have a major flaw, is probably a better way of phrasing it, they wouldn't still be in Argentina. The fact they're still here means there is something wrong with them. And with Hidalgo, for sure, it seems like the thing that's wrong with him is that he's very, very injury prone. Right, we've made some changes there. Guilherme is still on and plays a beautiful ball across to Flores. And that's why Guilherme is still on, because he's our most creative player. Certainly in the absence of Basualdo, we've got a lot of these wingers who are quite direct and good goal scorers in their own right. But for an actual creative player, Guilherme is the guy. And that was lovely. And if he can do that again, I mean, he's going to have to go off. He is a broken man. We're holding him together with tape at the moment. He comes off. We're going to bring on Arietta. We're going to go 2 up top. And we're going to hope we can find an equaliser. We're going very attacking. Cruz is going to come off as well. We can bring Gomez who's a very attacking substitution at right back. I don't think we've got any more substitutions to make, have we? No. So let's just hope somebody's got an equaliser in them. Who wants to step up and be the hero today? We've had some heroes lately. We need at least one more to step up. I mean, I shouldn't have mentioned his name. He's going to score now, isn't he? Now we've noticed that he exists. Oh, it's a lovely cross. It's come back off the crossbar. Right. Get the counter-attack going. This is the opportunity. Mancinelli can't get it clear. Arietta just kind of lumps it aimlessly, and we are trying to swarm forward, but unfortunately weren't swarming quickly enough, and they've now switched to a flat-back 7, and I think that's probably going to shut this thing down. And I think we can put my custom Lego trophy away for this one. I did build one, but you'll have to wait and see it next year maybe, because it looks like, yeah. I mean, we won 2 of the 3. As Meatloaf, am I quoting Meatloaf here? 2 out of 3 ain't bad. That was the song, wasn't it? I didn't expect to be talking about Meatloaf today, but get lost, Valencia. You're not having him. Transfer window's already open. Can we not catch a breath? Goodness me. Right. It's been a good season. We've won 2 things. Next year, we're going to win 2 different things, and it's going to be fine. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. Thank you very much to these beautiful people here for supporting me on Patreon. And thank you very much for watching.